$300 to $850.
To a consistent range,
that is not a salary range.
Between 300 and 850.
It is not a GPA. It is the 3-digit number that decides whether you sleep in your own apartment or on someone else's couch. Your credit score is an invisible gate. You cannot see it. You cannot touch it. But every landlord, every lender, every insurance company in America is standing on the other side of it, deciding what your life costs. This is what that life actually looks like. At every level. The average American credit score sits at 714. Sounds decent. But here is the part nobody talks about. 15% of Americans, roughly 1 in 7, carry a FICO score in the poor range. And that number grew in 2025 for the first time in over a decade. Meanwhile, your credit score quietly controls more of your financial life than your actual salary. It determines your mortgage rate, your car insurance premium, whether a landlord even returns your call. The gate does not care how hard you work. It only cares about the number. Let us start at the bottom, and what you will find there might surprise you. Level 1. Deep subprime, $300 to $499. Deshaun is 24. He works returns at a big box store in Houston, pulling in $28,000 a year. His credit score, 410. At this level, the gate is not just closed, it is welded shut. Deshaun needs a car. The used Honda he found costs $18,000. His auto loan APR, 21.7%. That same car, for someone with a 780 score, carries a 6% rate. Over 5 years, Deshaun pays $13,000 more on the exact same vehicle. Car insurance? The Zebra analyzed 83 million quotes and found that drivers at Deshaun's level pay an average of $6,254 a year. Someone with exceptional credit pays $1,673. That is a 273% markup for the same coverage on the same road. Renting an apartment? Most property managers require a minimum score of 650. Deshaun needs a cosigner, 3 months up front, and a prayer. Level 2. Subprime. $500 to $579. Maria is 31. Freelance graphic designer in Phoenix. Score 545. She had a medical bill from 2022. She did not even know went to collections. The gate opens a crack here, but everything behind it costs double. Her auto loan for a used car? 17% APR. Insurance runs her roughly 105% more than someone with excellent credit. That is not a typo. She pays twice what her neighbor pays for the same policy. Maria can get a credit card now, a secured one. She puts down $200 to borrow $200. The annual fee takes another $75. Apartments? Some landlords will consider her, but they want an extra month's deposit and proof of income at 3 times the rent. But what happens when you cross into the 600s? That is where the math starts changing. Level 3. Near prime. 580 to 619. Tyler is 28. Warehouse supervisor in Columbus, Ohio. Score 602. He has been rebuilding since a bankruptcy filing at 23. This is the gray area. Some doors open. Most charge admission. Tyler qualifies for an FHA mortgage, 3.5% down. But his interest rate runs a full percentage point higher than someone at 740. On a $300,000 house over 30 years, that single point cost him roughly $62,000 extra in interest. His auto loan sits around 9.7% for a new car. Not terrible. Not good. Just expensive enough to feel stuck. But here is the shift. Tyler can rent a decent apartment without a cosigner. He qualifies for unsecured credit cards. Not the best ones, but real ones. The gate is starting to crack open. The next level is where most Americans land, and what happens there might not be what you expect. Level 4. Fair. 620 to 669.
For me, please.
Priya
You'll
is
feel
35.
a little pressure and
Dental
maybe
hygienist
some cool
in Charlotte.
water.
Score 648. She earns $58,000 a year and carries $12,000 in student loans. This is the starting line. Not the finish line, the starting line. Priya qualifies for a conventional mortgage. But compared to someone with a 760 score on the same $300,000 house, she will pay over $91,000 more in interest over the life of the loan. That is not a penalty. That is an invisible tax, paid quietly, month by month, for 30 years. Her car insurance costs roughly 40% more than someone with excellent credit.
As you
FICO
can see,
estimates
the
that
adoption rate in the green
95%
states
of
is
auto
already at
insurers
95%.
use credit-based
Yes, the
scores
projections in
in
this
states
report
where it is
align
legal.
perfectly with the
The math
visualization.
is simple. Priya earns the same paycheck as her colleague with a 760 score, but her life costs more. Same house, same car, same coverage, different price. Most people think 670 is where life gets comfortable. They are only half right. Level 5. Good. 670 to 739. Brandon is 42. Project manager in Denver. Score 714, exactly the national average. This is where 70% of Americans live, scorecard-wise. The gate is open. The air feels different. Brandon qualifies for most credit cards, travel rewards, cashback, 0% intro offers. His mortgage rate? Roughly 6.9%. Not the best, but competitive. Apartment applications go through without a second glance. His auto loan for a new car runs about 6.4%. Insurance premiums are reasonable. He can refinance his student loans at a decent rate. But here is what Brandon does not realize. He is leaving money on the table.
Thank you,
The
Chef.
difference between his 714 and a 760 score, just 46 points, would save him roughly $156 a month on his mortgage. That is $1,800 a year. $56,000 over the life of the loan for 46 points. And then there is the level where the system actually starts working for you. Level 6. Very good. 740 to 799. Catherine is 38. Marketing director in Seattle. Score 772. She earns $112,000. At this level, the invisible gate is not just open, it is gone. Catherine gets the best mortgage rates available. Her auto loan, A, P, R, 4.66%. Her insurance premiums are the lowest tier. Premium credit cards with 80,000 point sign-up bonuses, airport lounges, concierge services, all approved on the first application. Here is the data point that matters most. Once you cross approximately 760, you have effectively unlocked the best terms available on virtually every financial product. The practical difference between a 772 and an 840?
This graph shows
Negligible.
the plateau at the higher number,
The system maxes out its
indicating
rewards
strong, steady
right
growth.
here. Catherine refinanced her home last year and saved $43,000 in lifetime interest. She did not earn more money. She did not get promoted. Her score opened a door that was invisible to everyone standing below 740. Remember Deshawn's 21% auto loan? Catherine pays
Absolutely
4.66.
stunning in person. Here we
Same
are.
country,
Thank
same
you.
dealership.
Congratulations
Different
on
gate.
your new acquisition.
level 7. Exceptional. 800 to 850. James is 52. Financial consultant in San Diego. Score 831. He has not missed a payment in 26 years. Everything at this level looks like level 6. Same mortgage rate. Same insurance tier. Same credit card approvals. The financial benefit of 831 versus 772 is effectively 0. So what does James actually get? Identity.
Will there be
His
anything else,
score
madam?
is
No,
not a
thank you.
tool
Everything
anymore.
is simply perfect today.
It is a trophy. He checks it weekly, not because anything changes, but because the number confirms something about who he is. Disciplined, reliable, in control. And that is precisely where the invisible gate plays its cruelest trick. Because James spent 26 years building a number that stopped mattering at 760. Every payment after that was not an investment. It was a ritual. 83% of consumers with scores above 800 check their score at least monthly. That is higher than any other bracket. Here is what nobody puts in the brochure. A Johns Hopkins study found that adults living in zip codes with lower average credit scores were 31% more likely to report frequent depression and 22% more likely to report anxiety, even after adjusting for income. Credit anxiety is real. Financial psychologists describe it as a persistent worry that your entire future hangs on a number you barely understand. People who self-report managing money poorly are more than twice as likely to check their scores daily. That compulsive checking? It mirrors clinical anxiety disorders. The act of seeking reassurance actually intensifies the worry. And in the United Kingdom, 46% of people with problem debt also reported mental health difficulties. The score becomes a scar, a permanent reminder of the worst financial moment in your life, following you into every application, every apartment, every insurance quote. The invisible gate does not just sort people by risk, it sorts them by worth. And once you start measuring your worth by a number between 300 and 850, the gate is inside you. 300 to 850. 7 levels,
your signature right here
7 different Americas. Deshawn pays 21% on a used car. Catherine pays 4.66 on a new one. Same country, same system, different gate. Your score is not your identity. But right now, it is your price tag. Know the number. Understand the gate. Then decide what you are willing to do about it. Check your FICO score this week. It is free at annualcreditreport.com. If this hit different, subscribe. We break this down every week and send this to someone who needs to hear where they stand. If you think your credit score controls a lot, wait until you see what your net worth says about you at every level.